Live streaming is on.
Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is March the 25th, 2020. Strong hand, golden age 2020s, having hype, baby. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. In motion, value your wealth in Bitcoin. One day closer to an all-time high. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. I'm offended by selling. I've got conviction. Be a unique beast. Don't scam yourself. Most people are irrational most of the time, but we're going to be rational here. Hello, my elite friends. Oh, yeah. Check out disruptmeister.com. Oh, there have been some exciting shows lately. Oh, yes, we're going to talk about them. You might have missed them for various reasons, but they're down there. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. This Friday at noon, East Coast time. That's Toronto, New York, Baltimore, DC. This Week in Bitcoin. Gabriel Devine will be on. Neil Woodfine and Jan Pritzker of Swan. Yeah, he'll make his debut. Yesterday's One Bitcoin show. The last two One Bitcoin shows, whoa, 2-1, I'm getting confused. Pound that like button. Yesterday, JW Weatherman was on the show, okay? I've been having guests on lately. Well, he was great. He is not scared of all this nonsense that's out there. He's got a strong hand. Oh my, does he have a strong hand? The day before, Simon Dixon was on the show. And some people were surprised, including myself. He revealed some statist tendencies. I was surprised. So check those shows out. They are linked to below. We'll talk about the reason why you may have missed those shows. All right, so all sorts of lovely things. I will say, if you're listening on my podcast version of this show right now, the podcasts are doing as great as they ever have, man. Good stuff. YouTube, well, maybe we'll get into that later. What's up with the YouTubers? All right. So I said hello, my elite friends. I think. Oh yeah, if you got questions, I got answers. Type in Bitcoin Meister or Super Chat. And yeah, I just basically found out that I'm going to be in Los Angeles now, at least until May 31st. So 2 months of Meister running around the streets of LA. I don't follow no rules, baby. I'll give you some more videos from the streets of LA. That's a positive. Maybe I'll hang out with some of you dudes in the LA area. Remember, do not comply. Non-compliance, dudes. Be free. Do what you got to do for yourself, baby. We'll get into that in a second. Check out that video from Sunday when I was on the streets of LA. Beautiful. It was beautiful out there today. I ran 6 miles before this show. That's why I got the headband on, because my hair's a freaking mess. And a lot of people are going to have messy hair because who can get a haircut now? Oh, God. All right. So here's a quote from a tweet. Very interesting person did this tweet. Let me share the tweet first. Too many people just support what's popular rather than what's right. I like that. I like that tweet a lot. People, you're seeing it in real time with all this panic prison. People are supporting what's popular. Fitting in is overrated, but they would want to support what's popular instead of what is right. Is it right to shut down the whole economy? No, it's not right to shut down the whole economy. It's crazy. But it's popular. Get on the bandwagon. Get into the panic prison. Virus panic. The movement, the mass movement. Now, who said that? King of the Trolls had that tweet. Okay, and I actually retweeted that tweet because I thought it was a good tweet. Now, it's very funny the replies he gets to it. Everyone is attacking him, thinking that he's talking about Bcash or something. And although this does pertain, that line, too many people just support what's popular rather than what's right. That does pertain to the altcoin flavors of the month that we get every month. There's a new altcoin flavor of the month, and people support it because it's popular, not because it's right. What's right is Bitcoin. You do right for yourself by supporting Bitcoin. But he's not talking about that, okay? He's not talking. He's talking about the situation with this virus, okay? And I gotta say, we don't have to agree on everything in crypto land, okay? But if somebody knows about freedom, if somebody isn't a bootlicker, he is a unique beast. You might not like the type of unique beast he is, okay? And I do not agree with that dude on Bitcoin stuff at all. But he knows freedom. He's talked about starting his own country, buying some land, and I always said I like that. Now I don't have him on the show to do an infomercial about Bcash. We had him on there a long time ago. I learned my lesson about, I'm not here to talk about Bcash infomercial with the dude. But everybody, when they see this tweet from him, they think it's a Bcash infomercial. It's not. It's not. He's right. When you're right, you're right. He is right about this. He is right about this. It's not pro wrestling, people. Okay? As I've said this before. Life in the meat space, in reality, is quite important. And you shouldn't sacrifice and ignore someone because and disagree with them. And people were attacking him because you don't agree with him in this virtual crypto land, okay? All right? So don't get emotional because you don't like the messenger. He is correct about that. And yeah, I retweeted him. I don't, that's the thing. When you're in the Bitcoin overlay, I cannot send me to the Bitcoin Inquisition then, okay? You can't cancel me. So, I took that to a whole new level by retweeting King of the Trolls. But he was right. When you're right, dude. All right. So, but I thought it was amazing that in this time of when we should be standing up for freedom, all these people are getting emotional and replying to him and attacking him. And he's right. Okay, so he's wrong about Bcash, but they wasn't talking about Bcash. And okay, what's this tweet say? Oh yes, this is a big. I'm starting out the show talking about Bitcoin type of stuff. Okay, and we'll get into the virus. This is absurd and illogical thinking. No matter how many layers of divisibility, I own a fixed percentage of total pie of the total pie, which doesn't increase. So what's this dude talking about here? The people who say, well, you can divide Bitcoin by 1 trillion and that's inflationary. No, it's not. Okay. You still own, if you own 1 Bitcoin, you own 1/21 millionth of all of the Bitcoin that's ever produced. It doesn't matter how small you can divide it into. So it's a limited supply. It's defined already. It's not changing that supply. Sure, you can divide it by a lot, but it's illogical to attack it because it's divisible by, it goes on and on and on forever. They could make it go on forever in terms of the decimal points. You still own the same piece of the pie. And again, the name of this show is the One Bitcoin Show. So try to get that 1 Bitcoin piece of the pie. And here's a guy who has got an in-motion idea. He left this comment, Dan Rahm. Very positive comment. I like positive comment. Now's the time to print a bunch of Bitcoin leaflets and post them on all businesses all over the world. Bitcoin 2020. I think it is. You've got some extra time on your hands. There's a bunch of businesses that are closed. So why don't you just paper their windows with Bitcoin stuff? People are exercising a little bit more outside. I noticed they're walking around more. So, hey, print out the flyers now, dudes. Don't be afraid to go outside, post them out there. And of course, in the regular world, people are confused about finances. So they want to hear about something new like Bitcoin, that this is the real money. And it is really sad. All these people losing their jobs and stuff. So they'll be walking around outside looking for ways to improve themselves financially. So yeah, now is the time to spread the word about Bitcoin. Now, it's always a good time to spread the word about Bitcoin, but I like this dude. He wants to make physical, put the stuff into the physical meat space. That is great. Having freaking hype does not get canceled, people. 49 days away. I linked to that below. I believe it's in 49 days. I'm pumped about it, dude. Okay, let me check out if anybody is have any questions over there. All right, we got plenty of. Okay, no, wait, that was me that said. All right, there's people over there. There's awesome people. Richie Rich is in the house. BTC Sessions was in the house. Wow. Just learned Bitcoin. I mean, we got all sorts of superstars in there. Retweet this, dudes. Seriously, retweet it. Follow me on TechBot, TechBot on Twitter. I am not a slave to the algorithm, but the algorithm has definitely changed a bit since Saturday. But hey, this is where the big boys play. So we're spreading the word about this. If the 80%ers aren't going to find this show because the algorithm isn't telling them about it anymore, then hey, tough luck. I'm not getting 80%ers. I'm not here to get 80%ers. I'm here to make sure this is the time to manually search things out, dudes. Do not follow blind algorithms because you'll be prone to follow blind leaders. Okay, now is the time to manually search things out on your own on the internet. Don't just don't watch what is fed to you by algorithms, and don't rely on the mainstream media. This is the time to search things out. Definitely, this is not. Do not get complacent now, but there definitely are a lot of people who are complacent out there. But hey, man, you get a new show here every day. I don't care what the algorithm is. And then all the people that are listening to this podcast right now are like, Adam, what the heck are you talking about? I don't need to see your face. And I'm glad. Sportsmeister.com, you can listen to all my shows there. But I gotta talk to the video people also. Moving on, and watch BTC Benny's in the house. He's got a great channel, so watch him. He was on the show pretty recently. Okay, let me show you my teal shirt. I don't like the Miami Dolphins at all. It's a ridiculous shirt. But look, I got orange running pants, so I look like I'm a freaking Florida Marlin. And no, again, I'm from freaking Baltimore, baby. Orange and black for the baseball, purple and black for the, the other one, NFL. All right, so what do we got? Got to represent Baltimore here. Got distracted and can't find my place. Okay, so we read Dan's thing. We talked about the halving hype. We talked about all the podcast people wondering what the heck I'm talking about. If you like to, JW was yesterday's show was talking about some social media things that are happening to him too. In Motion, Dennis Edits. Follow this dude. I linked to him below. He made a video using one of my videos from exactly 5 years ago. Okay. I love when people clip my videos and put them into their videos. You're free to do that, people. I linked to that below. I actually added him to that video. If you go to disruptmeister.com, where you can watch all my videos, it's not just all my videos, it's videos that I've appeared in. So you can watch him there too. Also, Gaston down in Long Beach had a great tweet. He tweeted out, retweet it. It's just a 40-second clip of me promoting when I was down in Long Beach, saying they've got a great event. And that's when people actually hung out at events back in February. People weren't scared to touch each other. And okay, we'll get into that in a second. Bitcoin Magazine's got an article. I know a lot of you have a lot of time on your hands now because you don't work anymore because people are in a panic prison. This is an article from, I think Giacomo wrote it, from Bitcoin Magazine, a treatise on Bitcoin and privacy, part 2. Don't be misled by red herrings. Okay, read that if you got some time. So again, when Simon was on my show on Monday, and it became very apparent that I do not agree with the way he's handling this situation at all. I let other people speak their mind on my show, okay? You can have guests on your show that disagree with you, and you can be calm about it and everything, and you can let people decide on their own. And again, I'm saying we cannot cut. He didn't have a time frame on how long things can be shut down. He was for the government shutting things down. And as everyone knows, I'm going to be later in this video, we should go back to work right this second, okay? This is ridiculous. I'm taking the opposite side of the argument here. You got to have a strong hand, but we'll talk about that conviction in a second. And here's a poll by Carl Denninger at Ticker Guy, Market Ticker. He's linked to below. His poll is below. You should be reading his post every day. He is so right on this virus situation. He is such a smart man. But you can vote on his poll if we should open up if people should go back to work, because he analyzes the Italian numbers. They are not as bad as people default to. Well, look what's going on in Italy. Well, what is going on in Italy? Have you actually really studied the numbers like Carl Denninger has? Because it's not as scary as you might think it is. You can read that article. It's linked to below, but vote in the poll. I'm tired of hearing, but Italy this, Italy that. We shall see, won't we? And so here we go. This is, I got to fight pure panic here. This is the panic, the virus panic cult, virus panic mass movement, whatever you want to call it, okay? Get back to work now, I'm saying. Okay, we got to take a strong anti-panic prison stance, okay? Because they are using fear tactics. So we got to fight fire with fire here. I'm not going to try to scare people. I'm just saying it's ludicrous at this point what is going on, okay? Go back to work. We can go back to work. The whole world isn't going to end. More people are going to die if we have the economy shut down than from this virus, okay? Than would have died anyway. There's a lot of people that are dying from the virus, by the way. They would have died anyway from flu, from wherever. They're old. They've already, when you get old, you die eventually, okay? You're more susceptible to disease, and you're going to get it one way or the other eventually. But I'm not going to get into all the specifics of that. I'm just saying I'm not playing with these dudes anymore, okay? I mean, I don't get into arguments with them on social media, but here, I'm taking a firm stance. It's ridiculous what's going on. It's just ridiculous. People should get back to work. I don't believe in this. If you're sick and you're old, then lock yourself up, okay? Personal responsibility is a new counterculture, okay? I mean, don't rely on everybody else locking themselves up if you think you're susceptible to it. If you're scared of it, lock yourself up. But you shouldn't demand that the whole world be shut down because you're a little scared, okay? I mean, we're living in a world now where people are getting used to the government. They want the government to wipe their tuchlis for them, okay? That's what we're into. Wipe my tuchlis, government. I'm sure there's probably 10% of the population be, oh, that'll be fine. I can't wipe my own tuchlis anymore. I want the government to do it for me. And this is what everyone's, by not objecting to this ridiculous situation, we're breeding a bunch of people that are that want this. That I think that's the new normal. To have the government wipe their tuchlis for them. Now here is, someone suggested that the new normal is going to be, after we get through this and we realize that this thing was not as serious as people say it is, that people will panic. There'll be another panic. Will the new normal be never-ending fear? Because you could tell a lot of people just love fear. They love to panic. They love to be victims. And it is quite possible that the 80%ers, the not so productive people out there, they are just going to keep on defaulting to panic. They're going to keep on eating up these narratives, and they're going to want to have the digital dollar. They're going to want to be monitored. Whatever the government tells them, they're going to want to, because they don't want to fear. They're scared, and it's never-ending fear. So keep that in mind, all you 20%ers. There's a way to avoid that never-ending fear. Just be in the Bitcoin overlay. You don't have to worry about all the next nonsense thing that comes up. Your finances will be fine. You will not have to worry about being fired from your job because you didn't buy into the fear. You're not part of the fear cult. You're not in the panic, the next virus panic mass movement. When you're in the Bitcoin, you don't have to. You'll be like me. You'll go running in the middle of the day. You'll do your show when you want to do. You put your headband on when you want to. You can say what you want to do. Whatever. Say what you want to say, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, the new normal for the 80%ers, for popular culture, might just be never-ending fear. And never-ending fear is just giving away all control over it. It's the opposite of personal responsibility is a new counterculture. Because when you have never-ending fear, you want someone else to take care of you and wipe your tuchlis for you. All right, pound that like button. Let me just go back to. All right, it looks like. The issues that I had since Saturday with YouTube looks like they've gone away. Okay, good. All right, very good. We won't bring up that again. Now, here is Vortex Tweet. The US dollar just went into QE infinity beast mode. less than 50 days before the halving. Think about the timing of that for a second, and then proceed to laugh out loud and buy more Bitcoin and pound that like button. Good perspective, dude. Yeah. All right, we talked about yeah. So in the Bitcoin overlay, there is no fear. Okay. When you're really in the Bitcoin overlay, you're not scared of anything. So that's something. You're not a reliant bootlicker. Okay. You rely on yourself. Oh, God. Yeah, I ran 6 miles before this. Beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And there were people walking around. I saw a few, LA is known for some, you don't want to value you want to value your wealth in Bitcoin, but there's some fine ladies out there. And there were a few out there during my run. I ran a little faster. All right. But again, I was valuing my wealth a bit. I saw a hottie actually running the other day, and she had a mask on. I don't know if that's good. I think it's overkill at that point. All right, I really do. I don't. And again, I've seen people walking on the streets with the mask now. That's great. That's personal responsibility. Is a new counterculture, dude. If you're worried about getting something, it's flu season. Yeah, wear a mask. It's not really flu season. It's spring. And by the way, we will see if warmer temperatures make the difference. There's so much hope out there that is being hidden by the panic screechers. All right. We'll get into the hope in a second, because you got to be positive. You got to be. This is the golden freaking age. Still, it's the golden. Don't forget that you're in the golden age, baby. So capital controls. Now that doesn't sound very positive. Tour de Meester says, and Tour de Meester's been a weak hand during this whole thing. He's scared. I mean, he had a rough childhood or something like that. So you can see why he defaults into depressive states and whatnot. And again, I think he had some seriously bad things happen to him in his childhood. I'm not poking fun at that. But he said, how long before heavy-handed people and biz controls spill over into capital controls? Great question, dude. Great question. Oh, it will be soon, because everyone's willing to take it up the with the heavy-handed controls. Stay in your house and your business is shut down. I'm going to pick what business shuts down, in a fascist type of way. So of course, the 80%ers who've accepted this mindless, trust us, we're the government, we're going to save you, we're going to shut everything down. Of course, they will say, yeah, capital controls are great. I shouldn't be able to move money. I should only be able to take $1,000 out of the bank. Of course, yeah. So yeah, it will be easily accepted. Now that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that you won't be able to get your money out of Bank of America or Wells Fargo. But you should be prepared for that. If you're in the Bitcoin overlay, who gives a freaking darn about it? Okay. Capital controls do not affect your Bitcoin. Pound that like button. Oh, we got more Bitcoin stuff here. Good. We're not into the. R. Crone sent $4.99. Thank you, man. Thanks for the support. That's awesome. I see Vention's in the house. I'm going to watch your video soon, Vention. I think you said in your video, I saw the title only. I think you said it's we're about to enter a new 2008 or a 2009. Well, I think that's actually a good way of phrasing it, Vencion. We're entering a recession. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be a recession no matter what happens at this point. But the bigger question is this: if we don't open up the society again, if we stay stuck in our houses, then it will not be a 2009. It will be worse than a 2009. It will be. But we can easily just have a 2009 again, where there's a recession or whatever. I don't even remember what we had in 2009. I don't see. It was so minor. Who can remember it now? Who can remember? It didn't affect me very much. But again, I'm a long-term thinker, so I had real assets and such at that moment. There are a lot of people right now you're starting to see, they don't even have $400 to their names, which is really unfortunate. And they don't have real assets either, which is really unfortunate. So I haven't watched Vention's video yet, but I just talked about it a lot. Just talked about the title of it. I will watch it soon. All right. Now, I don't see any other questions out there. I just see a super chat. I appreciate the super chat. Ooh, I'm almost into 22 hours of my, I do intermittent fasting every day, but of course, and at least 22 hours. So I'm about to hit that 22-hour mark. So I want to make my meal pretty soon. I mean, I can easily go 23, 24 hours, no problem about it. But I am thinking about my food. I see it right there. Ooh, it'll be nice. Have some chicken and some beef. We got some banana over there. All right. I've gone off on a tangent here. But I'm living my freaking life, dude. And you should be living your life too. And if you got long hair, put a darn headband on like it's 1980 freaking 5 and pound that like button like you were in high school with Vention. All right. And I lost the chart. Okay. We talked about coin metrics report. Stable coin transfer value hit an all-time high amidst the market turmoil on March 13th. Ooh, that was quite a day. The aggregated transfer of all stable coins that we track listed below reached a new all-time high of $444 million. All right. Money continues to pour into stable coins as investors look for stability amidst volatile price action. Dudes, that might be popular, but you're not right. Go into Bitcoin. Value your wealth in Bitcoin, not some freaking stable coin. But I'm just giving you an update that people are playing around in stablecoin land. And that March 13th was a huge day, the biggest day ever for that stuff. There is an article. This guy is a great guy. He wrote an article about what's going on in Venezuela. They had a power outage, and on the day of the power outage, the Bitcoin Venezuelan boulevard trading, of course, went down the tubes because the people of Venezuela could no longer get their Bitcoin. But also on that same day, currencies nearby, the trading of those currencies went down also. Colombian currency went down. And so there was no power outage in Colombia, but it shows that so many people in Venezuela are using Bitcoin to get into other currencies, okay? So they're not doing hyper Bitcoinization of Bitcoin up there. We knew that already, but a lot of people don't know that. Nick Carter says Bitcoin is a bridge currency, which is used for access to US dollars in places where US dollar banking does not exist. Efficient remittances from Venezuelan diaspora to family back home. Black markets exist, but they are pricey. Venezuela isn't Bitcoinizing. It's okay to admit that. Bitcoin is mostly a wholesale network used by sophisticated brokers to facilitate the flow of foreign currency into the country. With dollar being in highly demand, it's dollarization via Bitcoin, he says. And again, and so the statistics show that when there was that power outage, that the flow of the Colombian peso and all these other things went down the tubes too into this. So the thesis, it's correct. The theory is correct that people use Bitcoin there to get out of the freaking get out of the peso and get it out of the boulevard and get into these nearby currencies and the dollar. So you can check out the article yourself. It was a very in-depth article with fancy sets and graphics, or just fancy charts. All right, 15% off on Trezor. Whoa, an offer to keep you safe. Are you still waiting for the right time to buy your first Trezor? Are you considering getting a backup device? Good idea. Now might be the ideal time to do so. Visit our shop and use the promo code STAYSAFE15. That's STAYSAFE15 to buy our products with a 15% discount. That's nice of them. The promo code will be active until the 1st of April. Let your coins stay home with you, they said. Okay, I don't like promoting people staying home, but I like people getting Trezors. And I like to pound that like button. So digital dollar, what's up with this digital dollar? Tone Vays actually is quoted in this Cointelegraph article, which is pretty good, that explains the digital dollar. It's not cryptocurrency, people. So I really don't give that much of a darn about it. And it's not that much. We already have a digital dollar, Tone points out. But if this leads to the banking of the United States, God forbid, banking being nationalized, then and there's your digital dollar coming straight from the Fed, and you have an account with the Fed with this digital dollar, you will be very happy that you have Bitcoin at that point. Okay. You do not want to be in some nationalized digital dollar system where there are no more private banks anymore, that they can monitor everything. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there are plenty of people like vilifying Wells Fargo, Bank of America, the Bernie Sanders types to say, let the now's a great time to nationalize the banks. But so with that in mind, that's why you're in Bitcoin, so you don't have to worry about this digital dollar possibility. But what's Tone say? This is Congress's attempt to nationalize the banking system. That's what he thinks. They said, explaining that the concepts mentioned look like an attempt toward removing private banking. This more reminds me of communist Russia, back when I grew up in communist Russia. Yep. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, guys, just in case, God forbid, we take that step closer to communist Russia, don't value your wealth in digital dollars, dude. Value it in Bitcoin. I haven't had time to listen to this interview yet. And part of the reason is I just discovered it, and I don't know how to play it at 2x because it's podcast stuff, and I just can't listen to stuff at 1x anymore. But David Nage, who has been on my show before, he's a good guy. He's not a full Bitcoiner. He's into other coins too, to say the least. But he's a smart guy, and I've had him on the show. He interviews David Nage. David Nage, interviews Tapiero, Dan Tapiero, who is a great traditional investor, comes from the macro world, and he is the one that everyone loved when he was talking about Bitcoin in one of those videos that went viral. And Dan Tapiero came up with I came up with the Dan Tapiero line. When Bitcoin, when the market cap of Bitcoin hits $1 trillion, he has said that dudes like him from traditional finance are just going to love it. But so I look forward to this interview that David Nage did with Dan Tapiero. I'm sure there's all sorts of cool things. And if you're spending more time trying to learn online, that's something to learn. All right, so stop the panic, people. These are my contributions to stop the panic. There is a link below from a Swiss doctor. And actually, Carl Danger informed me of this. So, it is updated every day. And you guys should all go to this site, this Swiss doctor site every day. It shows you the other side of the panic, that this virus might have been around longer than many people are saying, that thus many people are immune to it. Thus, we're not going to have that big spike that everyone's predicting. And it's just a great site, swprs.org/ and I'm not going to it's linked to below. All right. It's really all you need. It's all you need to convince you to understand that most of what you're hearing is total BS. Okay. Involved with this virus. So it's linked to below. I think I said Swiss doctor. So please, if you're watching this show and you're not clicking on the links, you're not doing it right. Okay. You're like going the 80% mentality. Okay, that's not how you approach this show. You click on the links and you learn and you get a stronger hand, and you're not affected by all these weak hands saying, the world is ending. So I linked to another doctor, a video, and in this video, he talks about the transmission. A lot of people are scared that, you're breathing in all this. If you're outside and you're breathing, you're pretty cool, dudes. Social distancing in hospitals of medical professionals is really important. He says it's not going on. They don't wash their hands enough. They're touching one another. But another, and he brings this up because there's a fecal transmission aspect of this. Okay, it is being transmitted. So that's why you don't want to be touching things that dirty people were touching. That's why the sanitizing goes on. But this has been forgotten a lot, and I was bringing this back up early on. So this doctor talks about the fecal oral transmission route. I know it sounds gross, but it's something, if you know it, you'll be able to avoid getting all sorts of illnesses. Okay, so it's a good video to watch. And I know there's lots of people that like it when people like curse. I don't think he curses in it, but he starts to get a little angry in it. So some people like that. Here is Eden Yago, who is a Bitcoin fan, and he has a tweet. He has done his own research where he said, where he figured it out that this virus has been around longer than people think, and thus more people are immune to it than people think. Hey, he's got the numbers. This is real stuff. It's linked to below. And yesterday's show, I reminded everyone, Michael Knowles, who works with Ben Shapiro, came up with this term, dictatorship of the experts. So yeah, there's a bunch of so-called experts out there that if you disagree with them, they're like, oh, this person shouldn't have they shouldn't be in the conversation at all. And a lot of people love the dictatorship of the experts. It's like, I only want experts. I only believe experts. If they don't even know what makes up an expert. It kind of goes to the, people are used to that with like 99% of climate people say that we're having global warming and the world is going to end. People have been trained to worship the dictatorship of the experts. So we're seeing that right now. People are blindly eating up the narrative and they're not asking questions, and that just lets the fear take over and lets the dictatorship of the experts reign supreme, which is unfortunate. I'm in the Bitcoin overlay, so no dictator controls me. Pound that like button. Scott Adams, who, he's trying to be cool about this. You got to understand, Scott Adams is a 62-year-old man who has no sense of smell anymore, who has no sense of taste anymore. He's not a healthy individual, so he's scared. And he said the other day, he wants leaders to do something because leaders need to do something. Yet it's pathetic just to do something. There's a lot of people that are in that boat. They're so scared. They want leaders to do something just for the sake of doing something. That's horrible. That's horrible. So is this a fascist country right now? Have we become a fascist country? The propaganda. This is a war where you stay home. For the good of the country, we will win the war by you staying home, and we will pick the businesses that are winners and losers. And people are like, yes, long live America. For the greatness of America, I am staying home because other people can't take personal responsibility for themselves. So we should shut this whole thing down for them. Long live the government. Long live Cuomo, our new leader of the virus panic mass movement. Oh, we'll get into that in a second. Hang on. I got to check if anybody is saying anything, has any questions. Yeah, there is a question. Hang on. Okay. So Crypto Kerbit, I appreciate you. First of all, you retweet my stuff a lot. So thank you a lot. Bitcoin Meister, to watch podcasts at double speed, download them and use VLC player at even much faster speeds if you want to. That is good. Wait, what does VLC player stand for? What does that stand for? I am naive on that. Or I probably know what it is, but I'm just not using my head. And Vention says no licking toilet seats. Good idea, Vention. Yes, good idea. And I think most people don't lick the toilet seat. But there are people that they're one step away from doing that and they don't really realize it. And this is a rule everyone should have no matter what. If there's a virus panic, if it's in the middle of the summer, you should wash your hands. Just wash your hands. But to be scared that you're breathing, if you're not in some confined space and people aren't sneezing on you, people are very, very worried about the virus being transferred in the air. Don't be freaked out about it, dudes. We're going to learn that a lot of it was just transferred from pretty gross situations, just people not washing their hands and really getting high dosages of the stuff. But I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, and by the way, it's not just America that I'm not picking on the United States. It's the bigger question is every country in the world a fascist regime now? Yeah, I think you could argue that every single country on this planet is fascist right now for the good of the nation. For the good of the nation, it's disgusting. What happened to the individual? What happened to common sense? There was a guy that used to have a YouTube channel called that. I think some of you guys know who that dude was. Oh God. Okay, let's get to my back to the notepad here. So many topics. Why do these shows go so long? And I can't eat my beautiful chicken yet. Why don't I show you? We got an egg here. Ooh! It's been sitting outside. I might get salmonella. No, I'm not getting salmonella. Americans freak out so much about eggs. They freak out. That of all the people on this earth, Americans freak out the most about eggs. And they throw away perfectly good eggs. I'm sure now people are throwing away eggs more so than they usually did beforehand because they're buying way too much food and having to throw it away because they're in these panic prisons. Okay. National Review has an article. Could a draft Cuomo movement be in the Democrats' future? And then, of course, I searched out Twitter, and there's already a draft Cuomo 2020 Twitter feed. There are plenty of people using the draft Cuomo hashtag, and probably some of them are discovering this video. And you statist bootlickers, I'm using your hashtag to tell you what you are, because it is ridiculous. You can watch my show on Sunday when I was outside, and I predicted this was going to happen. So, hey, you got insider information on Sunday. They'll easily be able to push this through. CNN is showing him every day. First of all the 80%ers are used to watching CNN every day and seeing his pretty brother on the TV. So they're like, on my big screen TV, I'm used to seeing Chris Cuomo. So clearly, logically, his brother, I don't even know his darn name, Mario's son, could be president. Because if his brother's on TV, and now they're showing. I mean, how many of us live in New York? Not many of us. But no, they're showing his conferences now, getting everybody used to it. Because media members, they know Biden's a failure. They know he's senile. This is a great opportunity to make Chris Cuomo's brother the president. Draft. They can do whatever they want to do at their convention, and they're free to do with it because it is a private party, the Democratic Party. I have no problem with the Democrats doing this either. It's very much there. But I'm just saying what's going on here. Why you're seeing him on TV a lot now. But I did predict it. I saw the direction things were going in, and every mass movement needs a leader, and he has stepped right up to be the leader of all these mindless followers, and he's doing things just to do things, saying all the key. And I said, the governor, Gavin Newsom, was a candidate too for this type of thing, but he hasn't been getting on TV. His brother isn't on CNN, so I guess he isn't going to be. But you never know what can happen. But dudes, if you think that Biden is going to be the nominee, well, you might be right. But there's a great chance. It's much more likely that Cuomo will be the nominee than Bernie Sanders. I will tell you that. And we'll see. For those of you that are, a lot of you are stuck at home right now. You want to watch a soap opera. There's a soap opera for you right now. But I want to say that there is a headline. Los Angeles mayor, Garcetti, down the street from me here, warns of mass death, condemns false hope. Oh, what a doomer. What a freaking, he wants to control people. He condemns false hope. He says, warns of mass death. What a sickening person. It's to keep people scared so he can keep on. So he wants to be president too. He wants people. These guys at the end of the day, by the way, Garcetti, Cuomo, Gavin Newsom, I said this on Sunday, watch it, that in 2021, no matter what happens, when all this is proven nonsense, they're going to still say, you know what we did was right. We saved so many lives. We saved the day. And people are going to eat it up because there'll be another panic prison to enter then, and they're going to need another hero. They're going to need somebody to wipe their toothless for them. So, but guys, just break out of this stuff. And I'm giving you predictions. They didn't save the day. There's nothing to freaking save, all right? But there are going to be so many people out there just praising them. Oh, They were so great. They should be president in 2024 because if it weren't for them, that we would have never made it through this. No, if it weren't for them, we would have made it through it. We wouldn't have had to shut down the government and people wouldn't be losing their jobs. We wouldn't be on the road to 20. We're definitely on the road to 20% unemployment, but we might be on the road to 30% unemployment. Okay. So they didn't save anything. They're part of the problem. And I find it, and people like to hear that apparently, that when people are warning of mass death and false hope, there's hope out there. There's plenty of hope out there that this thing has been way overblown and that the malaria medication is going to work out. Oh God. All right. So the social media mobs are saying not dying for Wall Street and die for the Dow. Such, again, false narrative out there. People are not going to die. If people go back to work, they're not going to be mass deaths for Wall Street. If people go back to work, individual businesses are going to be up again. People aren't going to be killing themselves. People, I mean, there isn't going to be mass death. There isn't going to be mass death. So people are giving you this, like, either we stay closed and everyone survives, or we go back to work and everyone dies and Wall Street profits. No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Don't fall into that. But those are popular hashtags right now. Ooh, personal responsibility is the new counterculture, people. All right, I think we're getting close to the end of the show here, but I'm seeing who else is saying stuff. Who else is pounding the like button? I saw, it was funny, before the show started, someone had already posted, someone had already pounded the dislike button. You know, they're going to do what they're going to do, baby. If you dislike or you like it, it helps the show. So I don't care if you do what you're going to do. But it's funny when you see before the show starts. So oftentimes there's like 2 or 3 that have downvoted the show before it starts. Oh, baby, I'm inside your heads, dude. I'm inside your heads. Bitcoin overlay, baby. I love it. I'm going to keep speaking my mind. All right. What do we say? So we talked about the Los Angeles mayor. The bigger threat is the authoritarian response from the government. And people are begging for it. I agree. The bigger threat out there is the authoritarian response from the government. And we're seeing the authoritarian response. And we're seeing more and more people begging for it. Scott Adams is begging for it. Do something. Do something. That's what I know. All right. So reopen America. Use that hashtag. That's a good one. Everybody wants a cause. Okay. I talked about this long ago. Everyone wants to be part of a cause. And so they want to be part of a mass movement. The cause of the day is, stop the virus, virus panic. Weak people do, okay? No, you don't need to be a part. You are your own cause. Be your own cause. You don't need to be part of some greater good for the nation cause. Be your own cause. Take care of yourself, okay? Personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Isolating high-risk people and offering them at their own risk and choice prophylaxis that may not be proven, but if worth trying, can at least blunt some of the impact. It won't eliminate all of it. All right, so I like that. Isolate high-risk individuals. Offer them the malaria pill and tell them, this might not, you could take it if you wanted, take it, but, or you could stay locked up. Here are the side effects. That's a great option. That's better than freaking shutting down the whole darn world and training our youth, training everyone to be a bootlicker and just to blindly follow the government and to say, oh no, you're not an expert. You're wrong, even though you have the numbers. Ignore all experts. For the good of the state, you're wrong, and you should be censored, and you shouldn't be listened to. Join the Bitcoin overlay so you can keep on speaking your mind, people. Let's fight this narrative as individuals, and you're not losing your job, dudes. If you got things set up properly in the Bitcoin overlay. Hey, and if you already lost your job, what more is there to lose, right? No, seriously. Speak your mind. Don't let the dictatorship of the experts shut you up. This is a time to be loud and be proud. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. There is a lot of hope out there. You check out those links that I have, and you will see that there is a lot of hope out there. So retweet this. That's how you support the show. But I do appreciate the super chats and whatever else. Bang that bell button. Pound that like button. I am going to end the show. And thanks for everyone that's been enjoying the show for whatever 50 minutes. I'll say hi to you dudes in the chat now. Bye.